Hi, everybody. This is Mitch Alverson, and I'm delighted that you've joined me for this episode of Marketing with Mitch, where I help you solve your biggest marketing problems. I'm a StoryBrand certified guide and a master black belt in Six Sigma. I've been working in sales and marketing for a long time now for Fortune 500 companies and startups. I believe you got into business to do what you love, not mess around with messaging and websites. That's why I'm here, bringing ideas and information that can help you stop struggling with marketing and gain peace of mind. Let's get right to the episode. Hey guys, Mitch here. So we left off yesterday talking about how story is a sense-making device, and it couldn't be further from the truth. So people have been using story and a story sort of framework since the beginning of time to communicate with people, to get a point across. If you look at the Bible, Jesus taught in parables or stories. Almost every single time he wanted to get a point across to, the disciples, he used a story. And so most stories, right? If you've studied story or remember journalism or from college or high school, you've probably heard of the hero's journey. But what I'm going to talk about today is loosely based on the hero's journey, but it's the StoryBrand messaging framework. It's a 7-part framework, and simply it's this: a character with a problem meets a guide who gives them a plan that calls them to action that results in success or failure. And if you think about any of the great movies that you've watched and loved, they all kind of follow this formula. So it's these 7 sort of pieces of the story. You have a character who wants something. They have to want something, right? And they usually run into a problem very early on in the movie or the story. And usually if they don't run into that problem early on, then it's not a good story. It's not a good movie. And sometimes you'll notice that, right? You'll notice a movie that you're like, something was missing from this, or pretty early you can see this is not going to be that great. If they don't get to the problem quickly, stories just kind of fall apart. But you have a character with a problem who usually meets a guide, right? So now think about Yoda or Obi-Wan Kenobi for Luke Skywalker. Those guys were the guide. Luke was the character with a problem, right? Rocky had, what's the guy's name? Mick. He's got his guide there to help him, guide him hopefully to success, right? Both of those movies were great, where Luke wins the day. Rocky, ends up in the end beating, you name it, Clubber Lang, Mr. T, go on and on, right? So this framework, a character with a problem meets a guide who calls them to action. And so think about those movies, it's, hey, Luke, use the Force. That was the call to action. And they taught him how to use the Force, right? I remember, I think it was Rocky 2 or 3, or it was Rocky 3 where Rocky's going to fight, and he's got all this fancy equipment and the fancy gym, and it doesn't work, right? But in the call to action, after he gets beaten really bad, the call to action was to move him away from all that glitz and glamour and get back to his roots and train, chasing the chicken around and all that stuff, right? That was the call to action. So a character with a problem meets a guide that calls them to action that results in success or failure, right? So we've got success is, again, where the character wins the day, but we also have tragedies, and that's where failure comes in. And so if we call them to action and they do what we do what they say, they follow the guide, then success and winning the day and is all in store. But if they don't, then now we have a tragedy on our hands. And so what I want us to do, what I want you to do, is take this framework, this story framework, the StoryBrand messaging 7-part framework, and use that to create a story to invite your clients and customers into a story that really is their story. So many times we make the mistake of wanting to tell our story, and we can tell our story, but we should do it in a way where the character or our client, right, our customer, we're really telling their story and how we can play the guide, right? So that's how story is a sense-making device. So think about that. Think about your marketing. Are you using story to attract new clients? And if you're not, why not? Now, here's sort of an action item, okay? You can go to mystorybrand.com, and this is 100% free. You can go to mystorybrand.com and create your own, what we call a brand script, okay? And this brand script, if you go there, you're going to see exactly sections for everything I just said. A character with a problem meets a guide, calls into action that results in success and failure. You're going to see all those pieces there. Now, this tool will really help you keep up with your brand story. So go to mystorybrand.com, create a free account, and you can start to work the story framework into your marketing. Do it. Hey guys, just around the corner on September 20th and 21st, there's going to be a live StoryBrand marketing workshop. I say live, it's going to be a live stream. Okay, it's going to be over the internet. You're going to be on Zoom doing 2 days of absolute genius marketing work on your stuff. So why does this work? Well, first of all, you have 2 committed days to work on your stuff, which I promise you probably haven't done in a very long time. It forces you to put those days aside to work on your marketing. In the live stream, the StoryBrand live stream, you're going to get every single piece that you need to create a clear marketing message and sales funnel, all in 2 days. Now, it's just under $1,000, guys. That's what the price is. And if you will go to live.mitchalverson.com, spelled just like you see in the podcast notes and things, click register. It's going to take you to the register page. That's where you register. Okay? Go do it. You're going to get, man, you're just going to totally rock your marketing if you go do this. So if you want to rock your marketing, go do it. If you don't, you're going to pick the wrong line at Chick-fil-A. So sorry. Thanks so much for listening to Marketing with Mitch. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have time, please subscribe to the podcast and consider rating and reviewing the show. That will help other people find us, and then we can help more people stop pulling their hair out when it comes to marketing. Thanks, and we'll see you again soon on Marketing with Mitch.